Hi everyone, welcome back. I am AJ of Homeschool and Adventure, and in today's video I'll be sharing to you my 4th graders homeschool curriculum 2020-2021. By the way, if you're new to our channel, my husband Laurence and I have 4 wonderful young children. They're in the ages of 8, 5, 2.5, and a 9-month-old. Now we've been homeschooling for 4 years already, and we are on board our 5th year. So come and join us, hop on board as we share to you our homeschool life's journey as well as our outdoor activities. So let's get started. Alright, it's been a month since we've started our school year 2020-2021. So we started July, first week of July. We just let the kids get the hang of the books or the materials that they needed, and they're the ones that they are going to use, and we officially started on the second week of that's last month. I have already mentioned this one before. We have transitioned from traditional to independent homeschooling, but that is something that maybe I'm gonna make another video about that. So we don't have a provider. We are the ones, together with my kids, choose the books that they need that would fit their style of learning and the ones that they love. And we emphasize here in homeschooling the love for learning. They are always interested and they always look forward to studying and opening their books and all of that, learning and all of that. So I'm gonna flip over the camera and then I'm gonna show you each of the subjects. Alright, we're going to be starting with the minor subjects of my son, and these are just some of it. We'll start first with our nature study. So I purchased this one from The Good and the Beautiful, and I think I've shown this one to you on my previous video. This is actually divided into 5 parts. It's winter, summer, spring, autumn, and anytime. So this is a good notebook. It's a nice notebook that you can take with you whenever you go out with your family. You want to go to the forest, or you want to go to the zoo, or you just want to go outside of your house and just observe the environment. And again, we weren't able to get a big wire for this one, and so I had to divide it into 5 parts. We tried doing this one last June. That was before we started our school year 2020-2021. We didn't continue it because we were just so busy with our entire month of June for printing and laminating and all. But I think we're going to be using this one on a holiday, or maybe when on our next break for the next school year, because we have a lot of activities that language arts alone or The Good and the Beautiful has, and so I don't know where are we going to put nature study, but hopefully we can still use this one. And next one is the creative arts and crafts projects. Now I think we've shown this one to you, I think 2 times already from our previous videos, and this was one also of the books that I practiced book binding, and it turned out okay. Just that I think there was too much. Yeah, there's too much paper. I think there's a limit on how many papers you're going to put on this wire. But anyway, it turned out good. And yes, we've used this one once. Now, why once? Because in the language arts, again, language arts of The Good and the Beautiful, there are a lot of activities, including painting, watercoloring, and everything, drawing and all of that. And so we weren't able to use this one, but hopefully we can still use this anyway. If we put it back in the bookshelf, we can still use this. So we did this one, sunflower watercolor. I'll try to find a picture if I shot a picture of my children drawing this one. We'll see. I'll check on my phone. still from the Good and the Beautiful is their handwriting level 4. And again, since I used a very small wire for the binding, I've divided it into, there's actually 3 parts, I mean 3 sections, and my son is halfway already with the first one, and we've just only finished 1 month. We just started 1 month of our homeschool year. And look at that. Your son or your child doesn't need to do a lot of handwriting activities, cursive writing activities, just to make them so tired. You know, look at this. There's just a few lines, 3 different letters, and then on the bottom half, the child is asked to draw. I hope you can see that. Draw a picture of anything he wants or she wants, maybe. So, and that's a flower, grass, and then a cave. So there's not much that you need to do. And I think my son has really improved with his handwriting. I can still remember when he was back in grade 1 that he wanted to do handwriting, and I told him he has to practice writing first, the A to Z, before he could, you know, be ready to do handwriting. And I wasn't wrong. Well, he started handwriting, cursive handwriting, just last year, so 3rd grade. There's also a copywriting of a verse. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And then again, you're going to color the bird with bright colors. So typing 1, we have not officially started. I still don't know where I'm going to insert the typing schedule. We'll see where we're going to put typing, whether it's in the morning or most probably in the afternoon, before or maybe after doing a piano. I think I'm going to make an update video on this one once we've already tried starting it. But if not, then this can go back in the bookshelf, and then we can do this one next year. For our history and our social studies. So this is UAE 101 stories and cultural learnings. So I saw this one on Facebook, I think last March 2020, and I decided that since we are living here, we've been living here in the Al Ain UAE for I think 7 years now, or going 8 years, and my kids don't have Arabic subject, and so we decided that why not learn about the UAE, the culture, maybe some of the greetings, some traditions, and you know, the Emirates and all of that. And it is a very nice book. It's not that thick. I think it's an inch thick only, and it's very compact, medium size. All right, and it's on point. You can, if you're somebody who just wants to visit the UAE, if you're somebody who just wants to know, working here, wants to know about the UAE, the cultures and all, then this is the right book for you. Now I think this one is divided into 10 chapters, and we have already started with chapter 1, the UAE. Can you see that? And chapter 2 is religion. It's a very easy to read book if you have a child who wants to read on his own. Can you even see this one? Alright. Then this is a good book. Now I've used a this is a friction pen, so you can just easily remove this one, but I've written on it so that I could be able to know what I'm going to teach my child. And nomads, Wadi, Bedouin, okay, the Bedouin tribes here in the UAE, the 7 trucial states before they became the Sheikdoms. Generosity, the generosity of Sheikh Zayed they're into humanitarian works, road to year 2, climates and seasons. So it's very nice. And then there's little drawings here on the side. Okay. Look. It's really nice. All right. Oops. Okay. All right. So these are our minor subjects. Now moving on to our major subjects. Now before I forget, I want to show to you our book for the religion as well as for our foreign language. So for our foreign language, we're going to be using the complete book of Spanish, which is by Thinking Kids, and this is for grades 1, 2, 3. Now along with this one, I'm going to also incorporate Tagalog, because Tagalog is our native tongue in the Philippines, but I have not found the perfect book for it yet. Hopefully when I find it, I'm gonna give you an update on that. So I've started cutting already this ones, and hopefully I laminate it, and this is our booklet for Spanish. We have already started a few pages, and what I do, since we only have one book, is I try to photocopy each page and I give them one each. So this is really nice. It goes with numbers, alphabets, parts of speech, expressions, days. Now with foreign language, I don't think that you have to do this one like rigorously. You can just take it slow. It's good that your kids know another language aside from maybe English or your native tongue, and so this is the one that we choose, Spanish. All right, for our religion, we are doing character building, and so we got this one. This is Kids of Integrity. This is one of the characters that you're going to be teaching your kids, and the first one that we did was obedience. And so I just printed this one from kidsofintegrity.com. It's free. The only thing that you're going to do is to print it, and along with it there are prayers, so you are teaching your child how to pray. There's a sample prayer. Also there's verses, and so with verses I try to use our Bible, Catholic Bible, and then the stories I get it from this one. This is Father Lovasic from I purchased this one from Seaton. You will see I showed this one to you in my previous video about our previous provider. So New Catholic Picture Bible from Seaton. So yeah, Old Testament stories, New Testaments stories. Still only one page short story, so if you're worried about your kids doesn't have a long attention span or listening span, then this is a good book. Very short story, vibrant pictures as well. All right, so we did an activity. The first activity that we did about this one is, where was that? The Love in Action poster. So we made a poster out of their feet. And then we wrote the words, John 14:15, if you love me, you will obey what I command. So this is actually, I saw this one actually in one of our homeschooling groups on Facebook, and when I saw this one, it's really great because there's a lot of characters that you can teach to your child. It's incorporated in the Bible, and so it's really nice. There's lots of activities that you can choose from, and so kids would really love this one. All right, so the next one I'm going to show to you is the Evan Moor Skill Sharpeners Math. This is actually not the math book that we're supposed to be getting for my 4th grader, but since the Good and the Beautiful Math 4 hasn't been released yet, which hopefully it will be released very, very soon, maybe this end of the year, and so we got this one. I did checked and watched a lot of reviews about this, and I didn't regret getting this one, because once my fourth grader got this and he checked it, on the first page he immediately fell in love with this. So it's a day of fun, only one page, but you are doing lots of equations like multiplications, divisions, additions, subtractions. My son is always excited to do math every single day. I haven't seen him very much excited with math. Now he likes math, but not really like love it up to the core. And so this is something that would make your child very interested in math. Odd and even, coordinating graphs, coordinate graphings. All right, another addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Cubic units. Again, match up, so you have to decode. And what else is this? Yes, measurements. It's so easy for my son to do it. Now what I did, when at times that he would forget to answer, I just encircle it, and then on the next day he's going to do that one. Now there are times that these ones are fine fractions, the maze. There was a time that he did it wrong, and so on the next day I just had to let him recheck and do it again. A glance on what are the subjects that are actually incorporated in the Good and the Beautiful's language arts. So as you can see, there's reading, literature, there's literature, spelling, writing, grammar and usage, punctuation, vocabulary, geography, art appreciation, and art instruction. And along with this course set is these geography cards that I didn't cut it per picture, but instead do it as a book because I accidentally laminated it as an entire page. So anyway, it's still okay. Yeah, so these are for the geography, and then we also have this one, so there's a lot geography as well. All right, and then we also have for the grammar cards. The grammar cards, it's all about what are the compound sentence, what is a noun, what is a pronoun, so familiarization, what are complex sentence, and all of that. Okay, so aside from this one, instead of using this two, what my son uses, if there are places that he needs to check in the map, we're using Collins Student Atlas, Learn with Maps, and he's been loving this one. This is like a bigger size of this one, and so he likes this one more. Checking out the different countries. So the first few, I think first few lessons we did New York City, like for this example, this one, lesson 6. This is from the, wait, it's so messy already. Okay, it also comes with this creative companion, and there's lessons here that you will do. Lesson 1, just short, and then lesson 2, it's all about New York. And so what my son did is to check New York on the atlas. So this is also a good supplement book for your son. Student Atlas, Learn with Maps by Collins. Okay, so this is from the Creative Companion. So you're going to trace maps. A main book. You will, of course, you have the other books, the other subjects on it, and there's lots of stories. It is good to do it 85 minutes a day for 4 days a week. So it's not shown like this side, but rather like a landscapes style. So this is how it looks like in the inside. I hope you can see that. Lesson 2, there's a story, and then you're gonna do crossword puzzle, syllables, spelling. The child is also going to say these words to the parent or to the teacher. Then, oh, this one's what I like. There's a story, Down Tumble Down Mountain, and it goes on up to the next lesson. So the story continues, and then my son needs to remember 10 things until the story ends. So those 10 things are the things that Randall, the character here, needs to tell his mom once he comes back from, he went somewhere, he went out for an adventure. And so it's really nice. There's poems, daily spelling, but it's just short. It won't take much of your kids' time, and I'm sure that your kids won't get too tired with this. All right, and the Good and the Beautiful's language arts is still free. You go check out their website. I'm going to put a link again in there in the description below, and their language arts from 1 up to 5 is free, completely free. So your job is to just print it out and give it to your kid. All right, what else? Oh, we're down to our last one, which is the science. All right, this is our last subject for my son's school year 2020-2021, and this is our science. Now, the ones that we purchased from, again, the Good and the Beautiful, are marine biology, beginning chemistry, and space science. Space science, it was chosen by my first grader. Beginning chemistry, chosen by my 4th grader, and marine biology, chosen by mommy because it was free. So, you know, your job is to just print it and bookbind it, so, or put it in a folder or what. So this is free. We've already started with lessons 1 up to 3. So again, there are a lot of activities in each subjects from the Good and the Beautiful. And if you think that, you know, subjects, kids are gonna get bored with subjects, try out the subjects and the books from the Good and the Beautiful, because like for the science, each lessons has different activities, 1 to 2 or 3 activities the most for each lesson. I'm saying each lesson. All right, now I have some here we didn't do yet, so I didn't cut it yet. Now we have already started with, let me show you lesson 1. Sorry. Ocean characteristics. So we were able to discuss about the temperatures of the ocean, the salt content, buoyancy, and all of that. And we did a lot of activities, like with the raw egg, on the water, on the salty water, and the sugar water. And then we also did a lot of experiments with oil, using coloring, food coloring. So this is our saltwater experiment. So there are a lot of activities. For our first lesson alone, there were 3 activities, and there's also a picture that you're going to look at and admire. Okay, again, the Good and the Beautiful is focused on immersing yourself in nature. So there are lots of paintings, pictures of creatures of the ocean. How nice is that? I'm sure little ones are gonna get excited with this. Oceans of the world, ocean currents. And then on the second lesson, we did tides and intertidal zones. And so we made a smaller version, like a model of the intertidal zones. So we made a tide pool, almost similar to like this. The stories. There's also poems aside from the paintings. a life on the ocean wave. So there are lots of activities that would make sure that your kids would really understand science. Marine life environment zone. So my first grader, my fourth grader tried to put the pictures that the animals, picture of the animals that live in the intertidal zone, in the sunlight zone, midnight zone, twilight zone, abyss, and the trench. So it's a very interacting activity. So something that they always like, that when you say science, it should be something that they're going to be interacting or doing activities. So I did not regret printing this one. Now, so far, for the entire month, we only did 3 lessons. We're taking it slow. But last night, The Good and the Beautiful just sent me an email that geology is already released, and they also have books about rocks and minerals, and we want to purchase this one, but we want to make sure that we are already finished with all of these ones. Now, once you're done with this book, just keep it on the shelves. Don't lose it. There are some little booklets that you're going to make it, and you can just review it. You can do this one again next year or perhaps the year after. So it's for everybody. K to 8. We also have space science. I can't say much about that one yet. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna make an update on this one once we have already started with the lessons. And then the last one would be beginning chemistry, because this one is for grades 5 to 7. This is probably the one that we're gonna take slow. We're gonna take it slow because I don't know if my first grader would understand it. Now, with our beginning chemistry, we have this book. This book was purchased a year ago, about the elements by Theodore. So it talks about, of course, the table of elements, and this is a good supplement for beginning chemistry. So this too goes along with that. So we also have Rocks and Minerals, again by Usborne. This one's from last year as well, and he still clings onto this one for reference whenever he finds new rocks around the house or maybe outside when we go to the desert. And then we also purchased this one. It's an encyclopedia by Miles and Kelly. It's a mini encyclopedia about rocks and fossils. Next is this one. When we found this one at Dre Bookstore, we really got hooked with this. Everything you need to A Science in one big fat notebook. So all the lessons we have back in the middle and in college, it's all here, and it's all summarized into scientific investigations, matter, chemical reactions, solutions, motions. Again, minerals, rocks, and earth structures here. That's why Nas likes it. And simple but colorful. Children can easily remember. After each lesson, there's a check your knowledge test. It's to see if you've really understood what you've read. So far, my child has finished, I think, only 2 lessons, but he skipped into, of course, minerals, rocks, and earth structure, because who does not love rocks? All right, I think that's it. My son also has piano lessons. If you want to, he's doing online piano lessons, so if you want to know about his teacher, which is from the Philippines, I'm going to put a Facebook link of his page, of teacher Mark's page. And what else? I think I did a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna give you an update soon enough of how we have been doing for the next couple of months. And watch out for the next video, because I'm going to show you my first graders homeschool curriculum 2020-2021. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Kids are waiting for me. I hope this video is helpful. I'm going to see you on our next video. Bye bye. Have a great day.